Sisters Made of Clay, as it started out, it was started out in the beauty salon. And I just want to acknowledge Elder Gilroy Bagley, because she was the first president of Sisters Made of Clay.
Amen.
She used to come and have her hair done, and while we was doing her hair, we would do Bible study, and we would call it Chat and Chew. And so then the Lord started telling us to, you know, get it more formal where we could just really impact some women, because most of the things that we would talk about would be about women. In the beauty salon, I know, and people come and get their hair done, they get a whole makeover. I mean, inside and out job. So that's how basically Sisters Made of Clay got started. This portion of Sisters Made of Clay is something that I didn't expect for God to do to me, because I didn't want nobody to know that I had an attraction to women in my younger years. Okay, I did not want to talk about that either, because I felt like that was my personal business. And even when I got into church, one of the ladies in church said, "Well, honey, why do you keep digging up the past? You don't have to keep talking about that. That's over." But if you have never been delivered, or if nobody has ever presented truth to you, and you still got residue laying around, what happened to me to let me know that I needed to go further, and God let me go that route so that I could say yes to this opportunity today. Sister Gilroy and I were in a prayer, or like Sisters Made of Clay meeting in someone's house. So this is a house-to-house ministry. And I started praying for this little girl. I said, "Can I pray for your daughter?" The lady said yes. When I started praying for her, I almost died. And if it wasn't for that lady in the back, God bless y'all coming on in. That's my son, y'all. Praise God. And his girlfriend. Thank God. And Jaden. Amen. When she started praying for me, when I started praying for that little girl, Lord knows I thought I was dying, and I didn't know what was going on. I started coughing, I started doing all this other stuff, and she came up and she laid hands on me. She said, "You will not kill her. You will not take her." She said, "And everything is under the blood." And she began to just pray. I didn't understand prayer like that, because I was raised in a religious church. Okay, so I did not understand the importance of being covered when you are praying for someone. And what the problem was, I didn't know that little girl was in a relationship with an older woman. And I was praying for her uncovered and undelivered. I had stopped practicing the lifestyle. I wasn't bothering nobody, because I've been married 29 years.
All right.
So I hadn't had a need to go into that. But what was happening to me, I was praying uncovered. And I did not have a full deliverance, because I had not gone through deliverance. So I was just practicing abstinence. And when she prayed for me, God covered my life. He saved my life. And then as that time went on, that was about maybe 8 or 9 years ago. It's been a while ago, maybe longer. But God, when I came into this ministry and started learning more about it, I met Bishop White, who you're going to hear from in a little while, through a Reviving Souls ministry conference called Too Hot for Church. And it was the Expo. So y'all see the Expo shirts and all. That's how I met her, because I was very curious to know about what they did and how that, would really pan out. Expo, I was like, wow. So, and then Too Hot for Church. I'm like, yeah, because you don't say words like that in church. So I was like, okay. But nonetheless, God brought it to that, and I wanted to just make sure that I shared a little bit about me. There was a need for me to understand, why would God allow my stepsister to sleep in the bed with me and fondle me and do things to me, and then I'm not able to have a conversation with my mom about it. Well, me and my mom didn't have that close of a relationship at that time, because my grandmother raised me. So, when you are void of a proper relationship with your mother, your parents, and then like when I went to stay overnight, I always found somebody that had something that I didn't have. I always was low self-esteem. And that's how that thing just started, that comparison. But I just wanted to share why God is bringing me here with Sisters Made of Clay XTreme. And the Sisters Made of Clay portion that they talked about with the 7 pillars remains intact and stays in place, and we'll still continue to do that. But God is reaching to the gay lesbian community through Sisters Made of Clay XTreme.